same as usual, finding a comfortable seated position or lying down on the back, supporting the head if you need a little support below the head, allowing the arms to come down the side, encouraging the palms to turn and face up and towards the ceiling. See if I can allow the arm to roll out, the front of the chest to really open up to relax. Finding a comfortable position for the hips or for the legs. And then if you're sitting up, see if you can try and find the position that allows you to sit comfortably, but reasonably upright. So encouraging space at the front of the abdomen to allow that nice relaxing belly breath. So focusing on the breath and where the breath is at the moment. If I can feel that the breath is up at the top, I can feel that it's the chest that is rising, it's the neck that is stiffening to create that breath. See if I can allow the body and the breath to calm down. Softening the front of the throat, relaxing through the front of the chest. Encourage the breath to drop down into the belly. So feeling the belly expanding with the inhalation and then relaxing with the exhalation. Not because I'm trying to push the belly out, but it's just the breath that is allowing that movement into the abdomen. As you feel the breath feels a little bit more relaxed, and the body's a little bit more settled, then focusing on the shoulders and the neck. I'm going to start shrugging the shoulders up to my ears, and then I'm going to press them down and away. Then I'm going to shrug them up to the head, shrug them up to the ears, and then press them down and away. Keeping the movement going, see if you can be aware, so if you can picture your shoulder blades moving at the back of the rib cage. So imagine to unglue them. So instead of having them stuck against the back of the rib cage, see if I can let them slide as high up towards the head as possible, and then try and slide them down towards the hips as far away as possible, and then lifting again. And then same as usual, without forcing the movement, so I don't want to cause pain, see if I can just encourage a movement into the shoulder blades, the shoulder girdle and upper body. Noticing if there is any difference between the right and the left shoulder. I might find that one shoulder seems to be dropping further than the other, one seems to be lifting higher than the other. See if I can focus on the one that is kind of like being left behind. 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, adjusting the shoulders, and we're going to change the direction of the movement. So this time, instead of shrugging the shoulders up to the head, I'm going to try and pull the shoulders up to the ceiling. So I'm going to try and squeeze the shoulders together at the front, feeling a gentle tension across the front of the chest. And then I'm going to retract them. I'm going to try and squeeze the shoulder blades together, trying to get them to touch at the back. So I'm going to pull them forward, trying to get them to touch at the front, and then draw them back, trying to get them to touch at the back. So creating a little flexion extension into the upper back, feeling the back extending as you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, feeling the back going into a little flexion as you're trying to bring the shoulders forward. And then same as you need for elevation, depression, notice the difference between the right and the left side. So I might find that one shoulder seems to be kind of like lifting higher or easier than the other. One shoulder seems to be squeezing back further than the other. One side feels a bit stiffer, the pull is stronger on one side than it is on the other side. So same as usual, just to focus on the kind of like weaker side, the stiffer side, smaller movement, to see if I can improve on that side, to see if I can encourage a better movement on that side. 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders. There's a little bit more movement into the shoulder girdle, so shoulder blades don't feel so stuck against the back of the rib cage. I'm going to start getting the arms moving, so working on the shoulder joint. Scooping the right arm out to the side, I'm going to turn the palm to face up, and then scooping the arm round at the side. I'm going to bring it towards the head. Then easing the arm back, scooping the left arm round the side, and then bringing it towards the head, and then coming back. So if you're lying down, imagine to be making a snow angel with one arm only. So I'm going to keep the arm as close to the floor as possible, and see if I can make the wing on one side. And then I'm going to try and see if I can draw my wing on the other side. If I'm seated, if I'm upright, imagine a wall behind you. See if you can keep the arm as close to the wall as possible. But it doesn't matter if you're lying down or sitting up, just making sure that you're not forcing the arm where it doesn't want to go. So if I find that keeping my arm very close to the floor or very close to the imaginary wall, it hurts my shoulder, I'm going to adjust the movement so that the shoulder doesn't hurt. So I'm allowing the shoulder joint to move without creating any pain, any discomfort that might make the shoulder ache, that might make the shoulder hurt. And then as you keep the movement going, just notice the movement. As the arms swing around and come up, notice the shoulder position compared to the head. Can I make sure that the shoulder is not suddenly close to my head, close to my face? So my neck is not stiffening on that side. See if I can keep the shoulder down and relax, so the neck feels nice and loose. So if I wanted to move my head slightly side to side, I should be able to do so without any issue, without any problem. 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, and releasing the upper back. It's a little bit more movement into the shoulder joint. I'm going to change the direction of the movement. This time, instead of going into a lateral raise, I'm going to go into a front raise. So raising the arm up to the front, I'm going to take it to the back. If I'm seated, I'll be reaching it towards the ceiling, and then taking the arm back. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Coming back, and then doing the same thing with the other side. So the same as you did for that lateral raise, making sure that you're not forcing the movement, making sure that you're not pulling with the neck, so it doesn't feel as if the shoulder is suddenly shrugging up, I'm stiffening, I'm tense, and see if I can keep it as relaxed as possible. So it could be a very small lift, it could be a very big lift. It's whatever works best for your arm, for your shoulder. And then this time, if you feel a little bit more comfortable with the movement and you feel that you can progress it slightly, see if you can swap the arms. So as the right comes back, the left is already moving. As the left comes back, the right is already moving. So one side goes one way, the other goes the opposite. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the upper back. There's a little bit more movement into the shoulder joint too. I'm going to start adding movement into the back as well. So going back to the lateral raise, or that lateral opening, same as before, I'm going to scoop the right arm out to the side, into that big scoop around the side. And then I'm just going to follow it with the rest of the body. So I'm going to flex my way to the side as well. Then I'm going to ease my way back to the middle, and then scooping the other arm around the side, I'm going to flex the other way, and then coming back. So see if I can keep the arm under control, same as I did before, and at the same time having the little flexion to the side, picturing the intercostal muscle stretching. So think of the space between your ribs opening up as I reach to the side, creating a little stretch down below the shoulder into the side of the ribcage, possibly all the way down to the side of the waist. And then I'm going to try the same thing the other way. And then same as I've been doing so far, just noticing the range of movement. I can feel that on the right side, I feel nice and open, nice and relaxed. On the left side, I feel quite tight, quite restricted. My shoulder is pulling, or my rib cage feels really stiff. See if I can focus the intention where the stiffness is. See if I can ease off some of the tension. See if I can try and get rid of it. 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the back. It's a little bit more movement at the top. I'm going to change the direction of the movement. I'm going to go back into that front raise. This time, instead of moving one, I'm going to move both arms at the same time. So I'm going to raise both arms up, and then I'm going to reach them behind. As you do so, think of exaggerating the movement. So as my arms go up, I'm going to push my chest forward. I'm going to try and arch my upper back away from the floor. And then I'm going to ease back. And then again, I'm going to raise the arms, pushing the chest forward, extending my way up. And then I'm going to ease my way back. So see if you can think of a nice extension through. Think of the back of the rib cage lifting away from the floor if I'm lying down on the mat. Think of the chest pushing forward and then the upper back arching slightly if I'm sitting up. Same as before, it doesn't matter if the arms don't move very far. This time, see if I can focus a little bit more on the movement into the upper back. See if I can encourage it, see if I can exaggerate it as much as possible. 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the back, recentering yourself. Again, it's a little bit more movement into the upper back. I'm going to start coordinating the legs. I'm going to start getting into the legs too. First thing, I want to find a little bit more connection into the front of the hip and into the back of the bum. So extending both legs away along the floor if you're lying down. And keeping the legs bent, keeping the legs together if I'm sitting up. I'm going to take a deep breath in. As I breathe out, I'm going to squeeze my bum cheeks together, and then I'm going to drive the hips up. Tiny little lift if you can. It's just keeping the squeeze going into the bum, and then I'm going to release. Then again, I'm going to squeeze my bum cheeks together. I'm going to hold them. 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to let myself drop. Keep the squeeze going. There's a little count to 5, and then I'm just going to release and drop again. And then on the count to 5, this time, instead of counting to 5, see if you can take each time 3 big belly breaths. So I'm going to squeeze my bum cheeks together, and then I'm going to take 3 breaths, right deep into the belly. 1, still squeezing the bum. 2, still squeezing the bum. 3, and then I'm just going to relax. Then again, squeezing the bum cheeks together, hold on to the tension, 3 big belly breaths. 1, 2, still squeezing. 3, and relax. One more time, squeezing the bum cheeks together, 3 big belly breaths. 1, 2, 3, and release. Relaxing the hips, adjusting the legs if you need to. And then I'm going to switch the effort. This time from the back of the bum, I'm going to focus on the front of the hip. So bending the knees, walking the feet up and towards you if you're lying down. I'm going to lift the right leg. If you know that you need the band to support that leg, especially if you're lying down, if you're sitting up, it doesn't matter, as your hip is already flexed. But if I'm lying down and I need the band to support the leg, I'm just going to hold the leg up with one arm, and then with the other hand, I'm going to reach to the front of the thigh. And then at the same time, I want my leg to stay there and my hand to push down on the leg. So see if you can be aware of the strong tension into the front of the hip that is holding the hip closed. So I'm going to try and hold that leg up and then push down with the hand. If I'm sitting up, I'm trying to lift the foot off the ground, and at the same time, I'm going to push down with the hand. So really try to find that stronger connection into the front of the hip. See if I can feel the hip locking. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. I'm going to try again. Same leg, same side. See if you can try and bring the leg this time a little bit closer to you. So if you're lying down, see if you can try and go past that 90-degree angle at the hip joint. See if I can go just a little bit more than 90. And then same as before, I'm just going to push down with the hand, resist with the leg. So see if I can really think of the hip locking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release and down. Relaxing the hip, I'm going to switch the effort to the other side. So again, if you're using the strap, placing the strap behind the other leg, behind the other thigh, lifting the leg up. And then same as on the other side. With one hand, I'm going to hold the band. With the other, I'm going to push down on the leg. So see if I can really try to get the hip to lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. And then I'm going to try one more time. Same as before. See if you can bring the leg a little bit closer to the chest this time. And then pushing down with the hand, holding the leg there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back. Relaxing the hip, releasing the legs. Just a little bit more connection to the front of the hip too. I'm going to start coordinating the arm and the legs together. So allowing the arms to come down the side. Imagine springs that attach your right hand to your right leg, left hand to that left leg. I'm going to take a deep breath in. As I breathe out, I'm going to start reaching the right arm behind, and at the same time, I'm trying to lift the right leg. It doesn't matter if it doesn't, I'm trying. Then I'm going to ease back. I'm going to reach that left arm behind and then see if I can get the left foot, that left leg to move slightly. Even if it's just a slight twitch, that's all I want. Then again, I'm going to try and pull with the right arm onto the right leg and then easing back. And then pulling on with the left arm onto that left leg and then easing back again. 5. And coming back. 6. And back. 7. And back. 8. And back. 9. Last one. And releasing down. Relaxing the hips, releasing the legs. So I know what the connection is like. So I might have felt that I could move the arm, but the leg wasn't going anywhere. On one side it was moving, on the other side wasn't. Both sides were moving. One felt heavier than the other. I'm going to switch the effort. So this time I'm going to try and see if I can connect across. So I'm going to move my right arm and the left leg, and then the left arm with the right leg. So I'm going to pull the string with the right arm, see if I can get the left leg to lift, easing back, pulling the string with the left arm, see if I can get the right leg to lift, and then easing back. 3, and back. 4, and back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back, relaxing the hips, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the legs. So noticing, I might have found that reaching across or lifting across worked better or worse than reaching the same side. We're going to go back to the movements, but before we do so, we're going to try and see if we can get a little rub to the belly. So find your belly button and then moving either side of the belly button, right and left, and then just dropping down about an inch. And then from there, I'm just going to use my fingers, my knuckles, whichever it's easier. I'm just going to start rubbing around there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. One big belly breath. And then I'm going to try and see if I can move the arm and the leg. Whichever combination you felt that worked best for you. So same side, opposite sides. I wanted to lift the arm and the leg that you decided to lift together. Come back, and then the other side. Just noticing if there is any difference. Might feel a little bit easier, might feel the same, it might feel even worse. I'm just going to try and see if I can picture the hip closing, the foot pulling away from the ground, the arm trying to help me lift that leg off the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing down, relaxing the hips and releasing the legs. I'm going to reverse the effort, so I'm going to go back into the back of the hips, the back of the bone. What I want is to try and work a little bit in isolation. So I'm going to keep the feet a good distance apart, and then I'm going to start pushing down onto that right foot only. So I'm going to drag down through the right foot, ease the tension, push down with the left, ease the tension, push down with the right. So see if I can find, imagine to be grounding one leg. So I'm really trying to press it down, find my ground, find the pressure through that leg, then ease the pressure, and then I'm going to try and press down on the other side. Once you feel a little bit more connection into the leg, see if you can start squeezing with the back of the bum. So I'm going to push down with my right leg, squeeze in my right bum cheek. Then ease back, or squeeze down with the left leg, squeeze with my left bum cheek. Press down with the right, to squeeze with the right bum cheek. Press down with the left, squeeze with the left bum cheek. And then if you feel comfortable enough and you feel that you can progress, imagine to be lifting. So if I'm seated, I'm just going to picture myself lifting off the chair, coming back, and then pushing down with the other leg, lifting off the chair, and then coming back. If I'm lying down, think of the bum squeezing and the hips are coming away from the ground. And I'm going to ease back. And then the other side of the bum squeezing, and then the hips again lifting away from the ground. So see if I can find a stronger connection, both right and left side. 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, releasing the hips, releasing the legs. So as it happened for the front, I know if the right side is working, if the left side is weaker, if I can lift on one, not lift on the other. I'm going to go back to the side, but what I'm going to do is a little bit of a rubbing, this time behind the neck. So I'm going to reach the hands behind the neck, and then I'm going to try and get as close to the skull as possible, so the edge of the skull meets the neck. So that little line along there. And then there, I'm just going to start rubbing along, moving towards the outside, towards the ears, and then back towards the inside, towards the middle. Same as you did for the belly. If there is any point along the way that I feel, oh God, that feels really tight, really sore, I'm just going to stay there for a little bit longer, see if I can release some of the stiffness or some of that tension away. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. One big belly breath. And then I'm going to readjust the legs if I need to. I'm going to start pushing down through the foot. So pushing down through the right foot to squeeze in with the right bum cheek. Pushing down through the left foot to squeeze in with the left bum cheek. And then same as you did before. See if you can try and encourage a little lift. So see if I can get the hips to peel away from the ground. See if I can get the hips to kind of like peel away from the chair, as if I was trying to stand on my right leg and then easing back and then trying to stand on my left leg. And then noticing if there is any difference. It's the same as before, it might be exactly the same. You might be feeling a little bit better, a little bit worse. So just to see if I can try and encourage that squeeze, encourage that connection. 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the hips, releasing the legs. It's a little bit more connection front to back. What I want is to find the same connection, but to the side of the hip and the inside of the leg. So I'm going to start off with the inner thigh. So if you're lying down, it's easier if you put something between the knees, so the knees are not digging against each other, so it doesn't feel too painful. So pillow, block, ball, anything you can grab hold of. If I'm sitting up, again, I can put something between my knees, or I can just use my hands. If I don't have something handy, I can just clench the fist to pop the hands in between, one hand or both hands. Once then you feel that the legs are set, then what I want is to squeeze in. So I'm going to press my knees closer together to see if I can find a stronger connection through the inner thighs, and then I'm just going to ease that tension. Then again, I'm going to squeeze them together, and then ease the pressure again. As you keep the squeeze going, see if you can notice if one leg is taking over. So I might find that one leg is only kind of like holding, while the other leg is doing the squeezing. So most of the effort is happening on one side. See if you can try and think of a nice even squeeze right and left side. So they're both are pressing in, they're both trying to push towards each other. So I can feel a nice even tension on the right and the left inner thigh. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the next one, I'm going to squeeze and hold onto the squeeze. So I'm going to keep the pressure into the block, and then see if you can try and be aware of your pelvic floor. So think of your front passage. I'm going to draw everything up towards the inside of the body. So men and women, it doesn't make any difference. So if you can pull everything up towards the inside. Then I'm going to let it relax. So keep squeezing into the block, and then I'm going to pull up again. 2. And then let it relax, and then pull it up again. 3. Relax, still squeezing with the knees. 4. relax, 5, and then I'm just going to release the pressure from the block. Little rest, I'm going to try one more time. So squeeze it into the block, hold the squeeze, hold the pressure, and then see if I can try and create that lift from that front passage, pulling everything up towards the inside of the body, and then relax. Still squeezing into the block, pulling up again, 2, and relax. Still squeezing into the block, 3, and let go, 4, and let go. Last one, 5, and let go. Easing the pressure off the block of the pillow, pushing the pillow to one side, relaxing the hip, releasing the inner thighs. So it's a little bit more connection to the inside of the legs. I'm going to try that again. See if I can make any difference to that connection. Find your hip bones, so the bony bit at the front of the pelvis, so they kind of like stick out a little bit. And then I'm just going to drum around them. So I'm just going to drum to the inside, towards the side, towards the bottom, towards the top. It's all the way around. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. One big belly breath. And then I'm going to grab hold of my pillow again, and then pop it between the knees. I'm going to squeeze into the pillow, and then ease the pressure. Squeeze into the pillow, and ease the pressure. And then same as you've been doing so far, noticing if it feels any different. You might find that, yes, I can feel the inner thighs better, I can squeeze harder, or no, it just feels exactly the same as it felt before. On the next one, I'm going to squeeze and hold, and then give me the 5 little lifts from your pelvic floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, still squeezing into the pillow, 5, and release. Releasing the pressure, pushing the block to one side, giving the legs a little shake. And then this time I'm going to work in reverse. So what I want is to find a connection into the side of the hip, into the side of the leg. So if you're lying down, I want you to roll over onto your side. So setting yourself into climb. If you're sitting up, we're setting the legs nice and close together. I'm going to put my right hand on the side, on the outside of the right leg. And then taking a deep breath in, I'm going to start pushing the leg out to the side against the resistance of the hand. So see if I can try and get the side of the hip, the side of the bum to work. Then I'm going to close the leg back. Then again, I'm going to hold with the hand and then push out with the leg. And then easing back. If you're lying on your side, setting yourself into that plank position, the knees are bent, the head is supported. I'm going to keep the feet together, and then I'm going to start opening the leg out to the side. Trying to find that position that allows the side of the hip to do the opening, to do the lifting. So it doesn't matter if it's a little lift, it doesn't matter if it's just a little twitch. We'll see if I can direct it into the side of the hip. So I want the side of the bum to do the work this time. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And releasing back, relaxing the hip and releasing the leg. I'm going to try exactly the same to the other side. So if you're lying down and rolling over onto the other side, setting yourself the other way. If you're seated up, this time I'm going to pop my left hand on the side of that left thigh, left leg, and then I'm going to push against the hand. So the hand is creating a little resistance, the leg is pushing against the resistance to open out to the side. So same as on the other side, see if I can find the connection into the side of the hip, into the side of the bone. So noticing the movement, this side I might be feeling a little bit heavier, a little bit stiffer to move. On this side I can feel the side of the hip is working much better. I can really feel the tension, or I might find that I can't feel anything there. Use that hand, placing the hand onto the side of the bone to feel the bone. Can I feel that tension? Can I feel that little twitching into that muscle? Can I feel the muscle tensing to create that rotation, that opening, that lift? 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, giving the hip a little tap, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. And the same as I've been doing so far, I'm just going to give a little rub. This time, I'm going to rub at the back of the pelvis. So if you think of your tailbone down there, I'm going to come up just a little bit higher than the tailbone. And then using the knuckles or the back of the hand, I'm just going to rub around there, right into the middle and then right at the bottom. Same as you did on the other side, or same as you did before. If there is any point where you're rubbing, where you feel that feels really painful, that feels really stiff, I'm just going to stay there on that point for a little bit longer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. One big belly breath, and then I want you to roll over onto your back again if you're lying down. And then from that position, I'm going to bring the feet and the knees nice and close together. I'm going to open both knees out to the side. I'm going to let the legs open as far as they want to go. And then I'm going to squeeze them back together until I can feel the inside of my knees touching again. Then I'm going to open out. And then I'm going to squeeze back in, squeeze back together again. If I feel that I'm a bit restricted or the legs are not behaving very well, same as usual, I might just use the hands to encourage the movement as a kind of like guide with the direction. So I'm just going to try and maybe push the legs out a little bit. And then I'm just going to try and squeeze them back in again. To see if I can try and focus not on the hands doing the work, or the arms doing the work, but see if I can try and find the connection. So the arms are just helping me to guide the legs, but I'm trying to get the connection into the legs, into the hips. 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, relaxing the hips, hugging the knees into the chest if you need to, giving the lower back a little bit of a release if you're lying down on the back. And then I'm just going to try and ease some of the tension off the hips, off the legs. So dropping the feet back down, if the feet are lifted, I'm going to place the feet close together and then let the legs open out. This time, I'm going to keep them that wide. So using the hands on the inside of the leg, if there is no pain into the hip or pain into the back, or see if I can push the knees just a little bit further apart. So stretching actively through the inner thigh, lengthening the inside of the leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and back. Then lifting the right leg, I'm going to bring the leg up and towards me, making sure that the leg is in a good position into the hip socket. Once that I feel that the leg is set, with the left hand I'm going to wrap around the knee and then pulling the leg across and see if I can encourage a gentle stretch down the side of the hip this time and into the side of the leg. So if I'm seated, I can cross one leg over the other. If I can't lift the leg is just too heavy, it won't go. I'm just going to push both legs off to the side. See if I can encourage just a little bit of opening, stretching into the side of the leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And ease and back, releasing the right. I'm going to repeat the same thing with the left. So bring the left leg towards you. See if you can find a position that allows the leg to really drop, relax into the hip socket. And then with the right hand, I'm just going to pull the leg across the front of the body. See if I can create a little stretch down the side of the hip into the side of the leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, easing the leg back to the middle, releasing the hip, relaxing the legs. When you're ready, rolling over onto your side, and in your own time, pushing yourself all the way up into sitting. Finding your comfortable seated position. Using the arms at the back if I feel that I need a little support. Feel that I'm going to roll back a bit too much. And then once you feel a little bit more settled through the hips, then focusing on the back. I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to push forward with the chest. I'm going to lift the front of the chest up and towards the ceiling. I'm going to start looking forward, looking up, looking back. See if I can think of the front of the body, opening up, lengthening. Then I'm going to release, and then I'm going to do the opposite. I want the back of the body to open up and lengthen. So I'm going to tuck the chin in, allowing the head, the shoulders, the rib cage if I can, to drop forward, creating a nice gentle stretch down the back. And then I'm curling my way back up. I'm going to lift my way up and towards the ceiling. See if I can create against that length of the space at the front of the body, front of the chest, all the way up into the neck, the throat. And then I'm going to release. Opening up at the back, rounding the upper back, rounding the lower back, dropping your way forward, dropping your way down. Last time. Lifting up, extending through, opening up, lengthening, and then releasing back. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take you out. Give yourself a clap, well done. Any question or anything?